Anybody there? Three people there? How you doing? So yeah, this is a rather unplanned stream, but it's about 25 to 10 at night where I am, and I just wanted to do an off gaming kind of stream, just to see how all of you are doing where you are at this point in time. Hello Daniel, welcome to the stream. So there won't be any games played today, there won't be anything like that, but I just want to see how people are doing at this point in time. You may have noticed that there's a planned stream in the far future in November. As the months go on, there will be more discussed about that, and I'm more or less content with the idea of not doing this anymore. I'm not sad, a little disappointed, but I'm not sad. But I'm not happy either. So I'm just sort of in the middle, on the fence sort of thing when it comes to these sort of things. It feels like at the moment that YouTube is just really pushing it towards the fact that it only wants big businesses, big channels, and VTubers to survive on the platform, whereas small channels like my own, like so many other channels out there that are struggling to get like a boost in their subscriber count, we will just be completely invisible in YouTube's eye. Like, we just won't be like even considered existing, sort of thing, because of how the world is always constantly changing. There's also the sense of the metaverse, if you've ever heard of that. Like, I don't fully understand it myself, but it's just sort of a fact of it's a way of forever changing how we live as people. It's we don't see each other face to face, but we see each other virtually, kind of like VR chat, but in a more realistic sense, but in the same time it's not real. And I think that's how the world is changing anyways, where it will get to a point in the future where it won't be allowed to see someone face to face. We'll just be seeing someone virtually. And it's kind of sad, but that's how the world is going at this point in time. It's the world and companies are pushing it towards what can we get out of other companies, what can we get out of other people, what can we gain from other things so that we can kind of monopolize this kind of industry and everything like that. So I hope you're all doing well where you are. There are 5 people watching. Thank you so much for coming on board. This is a rather off-plan thing. Hello, Machete. I'm so-and-so. I'm actually really tired. So if I'm in a bit of a low mood, it's not because I'm feeling down or anything. I'm just being really tired. I've been up since about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's now nearly 20 to 10 at night. So there's I'm a little bit tired, and even though I'm a little bit tired, the majority of what I've done today is sat down because I was literally in the car a lot of the day. And then the end portion of the day, I was doing a lot of activities, so kind of a bit of hit and miss when it comes to like what I'm doing sort of thing. So when it comes to like a general mood sort of thing, I'm neither happy but I'm not sad as well, just sort of in the middle. And I think I've done all of my whining about like what stops my channel from progressing in the past. Back in 2021 when I did like a why my channel stopped growing sort of stuff, and throughout the past nearly 3 weeks now, when it comes to this channel, I've only grown like about 20 subscribers, which is, to put it lightly, not very good at all. Like, with the videos I put out, it should do a lot better. Like, with the games I've played, like, there's a mix of semi-known visual novels. There have been other ones which are not as well known, but it just feels like YouTube is really pushing it to where channels like mine should be removed off the platform. They won't do it physically, but they're trying to get the idea into people's heads that only large channels can thrive on the platform and stuff like that. Like, if you're not a large channel, if you're not a large business, if you're not a business, if you're not a VTuber, then you're not going to do well on the platform. And it doesn't matter how much hard work you put into your videos, whether you do 5 minutes on a video or 15 hours on a video, it just feels like no matter what you do, because you're not in the meta, because you're not in the trending page or in the trending topics, then channels like mine just aren't going to do well at all. And it doesn't matter how hard we work at our videos, it's just not going to be a sustainable thing at all. And back in 2021, like mid 2021, I was like just so annoyed and frustrated because of this. Sticking it to the man? What do you mean by that? Sticking it to the man? Or sticking to it, man? Something along those lines. But even though it's like, I feel like, yeah, that sucks. Everyone should have a voice, no matter if it's exactly. Everybody should have the ability to voice themselves, regardless of like what color your skin is, what nationality you are, what beliefs you are in. To a certain extent, if you think that being a serial killer is good, then no. Show them that they are wrong. I wish I could, but I don't dictate that. YouTube dictates that. Twitch dictates that. Large channels dictate that. And when they were smaller channels, it was back at a time when YouTube was a lot more free when it comes to creativity. There wasn't all of this copyright stuff as well, and monetization, etc, etc. It was more of a creative platform back in like 2015 when I first started doing YouTube. But even by then, I feel like when it comes to like RPG Maker games, I was still too late. Like, I really need to start when The Witch's House, Eve, Misao, Madfather, and Maniki were first introduced to the English market. And then I feel that the channel as a whole would have gained more out of that, rather than not gaining anything out at all. But then there's also visual novels, but they've been around for, I think, a lot longer generally. Like, you could say like Corpse Party's been around a lot longer than most visual novels, but that game wasn't really put to the West until much later on in its lifespan. But I don't know. It just feels like no matter what you do sometimes, no matter what you put out there, it's just not going to tick with the trending. And what is really counterintuitive to me is that I do not like following the trending. I don't like going onto a path where I just do videos because we're on the trending page, like Call of Duty or FIFA or Minecraft or anything like that. Those kind of games I don't particularly enjoy recording, because there's so many times where you have to do cuts and stuff like that to make it worthwhile. And the editing process sometimes takes a lot longer than the actual recording itself. Hello Benya, welcome to the stream. I'm sort of on the fence sort of thing. I'm neither good, but I'm neither bad sort of thing. More like a mixed bag sort of thing. So if you just joined the stream, this wasn't like a planned thing or anything like that. Hello, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream, and thank you for the wave emoji as well. Hope you're all doing well where you are. Hopefully you got plans for 2022. You got any New Year's resolutions? Like, so far, every morning, except for yesterday afternoon because it was really cold in the morning, I've been out jogging. Where I live on the middle of the hill, so whichever way I walk, I'm going up or down a hill, which is very convenient when it comes to like exercises. So if you want to run or jog or anything like that, it really does you good when you live on a hill rather than a flat surface where you're just doing the same kind of tempo all the time. So I've been, for the past, well, nearly 3 weeks now, every morning, I've been walking uphill and jogging downhill, which I think is one of the best ways to start, really. Like, there isn't like a single finite way of you have to do it like this, you have to do it like that. Solely because everyone's different when it comes to like getting into exercising on a constant like rhythm sort of thing, and you have to go at it at your own pace. Like, just because somebody is doing it so that they jog around an entire village doesn't mean you have to do it. And to be honest, may not be able to physically do it. So that's also the catch when it comes to exercises and stuff like that. But on a whole, when it comes to like the channel and stuff like that, I want to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but because of how much my channel is growing or how little it's growing, I feel I will be lucky if I even get to 7,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And looking at my count right now, I am on... Okay, would I get to YouTube Studio? That would be great. At the moment, I'm on 6,650. And at the beginning of the year, it was 6,620 something. So a 20 to 30 difference in the space of 3 weeks. Not good at all. And I wish for that to progress more. But and this has happened during, well, since the start of the pandemic. It's really gotten the case where my channel's progression has just slowly declined and declined and declined to a point where I'm lucky to even get +1 subscriber a day. And it's not all about numbers, I also get that. But when you've been doing this for about 7 years and the number of subscribers you have is only 6,000, it's dawned on me that this is probably not the best thing that I can do for my time for much longer. Like, I really need to do something in which I both succeed in and that I'm happy in. And when I originally started the channel, all I wanted to do was make videos that I'm happy with, play games that I'm happy playing, also play stuff that not a lot of other people are playing. You know, there are games out there which are made by developers, and thank you so much to all the developers out there, in which I'm the only one who's covered them. And I'm pretty sure that they're very thankful that even one channel has even covered their game and stuff like that. But I know that whenever a game comes out, if I don't cover it, then a certain channel with MBH as their initials, if they cover it, my chances of like any attention is just diminished. Especially the fact that he's reached 1 million subscribers, it just feels like any kind of success that I have is just completely out of the window. And that's part of YouTube as well. And I have a hypothesis as to why his channel has done so well throughout the pandemic. And I will be entirely grateful, actually, if I'm proven wrong about this, but this is my hypothesis. Throughout the pandemic, YouTube, I think, had to sit down and they had to discuss with one another, like all the people high on the YouTube hierarchy, and they need to discuss, okay, we've got all these different kind of genres of like videos that we have on the channel. What channels can we push out there in order for that channel to do well, but also so that when we refer channels to people in a particular genre or particular genres, then YouTube would say, well, we only need to push out 1 or 2 channels because they're kind of doing well, but we just need to push them in a sense. So I think when it comes to flagships, and if you don't know what a flagship is, it's basically a product which represents the business at that point in time. So for example, if you run a shop that sells buckets, you want one particular kind of bucket to sell really well. So therefore you have it on your front display and stuff like that. And you want people to buy it. You want people to get attention to buy it. You want people to like share the word about it, word of mouth. They want that to go about. So I feel that in indie games, anime games, horror games, I feel that the reason why Manly's channel has pushed from under 200,000 subscribers at the beginning of 2020 to 1 million now is because YouTube has saw Manly as this kind of flagship channel to push his channel out there to more people. Because I'm not berating Manly, but I feel like that his commentary style, his editing process, everything involved in his videos has hardly changed throughout the years. So what is the sudden spike on his channel? There is a reason behind everything that goes on throughout the world. Like, when people say that it happens because it happens, you're just saying that to give yourself a simpler reason towards that conclusion. And when that is the case, you put yourself in a position where you just feel comfortable rather than trying to explore and expand. Subscribe to Flare's channel if you haven't already. He has awesome game playthroughs. It's not just the playthroughs, which are awesome, but also the voice behind it. Okay, I'm joking. But I do think I do have a nice voice in some ways. And if my voice is lower right now, then it's just simply because I'm really tired at the moment. So yeah, I feel personally that Manny's channel was pushed to 1 million because YouTube pushed his channel out there to people's recommendations, to people's sub boxes and stuff. Well, actually, you do that naturally when you subscribe to a channel. Your videos pop up in your sub box. But when it comes to like recommended stuff, it's always the case where there's always a particular channel that is always pushed out there. Lately, I saw even bigger channels in MBH that play indie games, yet they're not pushed on the algorithm as him. Yeah, that is really bizarre, because I remember at one point that John Wolfie's channel was larger than Manly's, but his has always gone up at a very consistent rate. Whereas let's say if there was a spike in towards how many subscribers you get throughout the day, and yeah, sometimes it's not about how many subscribers you get, but it's the acceleration in which you gain those subscribers. They have a different audience that generally is not English speaking. I guess that's the reason. Like, I'm not sure how to answer that one. Like, it could be yes, could be no, could be, well, a mixed bag of both ends on that one. But I just personally feel that there is some unexplained and unpublicized reason as to why Manly's channel has done so well throughout the pandemic, and whereas other channels like mine has just suddenly diminished. Because I used to get like about 2 to 5 subscribers every day, and that, I feel, for me back then was a very gradual, consistent rate of subscribers in which you gain. And that is by both the subscribers you gain and the subscribers you lose on the same day. Nowadays, it's like, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's -2, sometimes it's 0. Have you been well, Flare? I'm a mixed bag, I would say. More positive than not positive, but still feeling like I have my head above water. Or in a more like, well, not polite, but in a more friendly term, on the fence sort of thing. Also, by the way, welcome to the stream, Emperor Drago. So, this will lead up to the stream that will happen in November. And I feel like I put, yeah, fine balance. And when I put that stream out there, I instantly lost 3 subscribers. And that can tell you, as a content creator, that some subscribers are only there for the games, Whereas I feel that majority of why my subscribers subscribe is because they're there for both the content and the person behind the content. And when it comes down to that and the amount of views my videos get, I have a base of 6,600 subscribers, and sometimes I struggle to get 100 views a day, which is what you would call between 1 to 2% of your subscriber base. But what's even scarier than that is that the majority of the views that I have on the channel are from unsubscribed people. So I feel like I need to do more to persuade people in a way so that they naturally want to subscribe, rather than saying, you have to subscribe, you must, life is on the line, sort of thing. Persuasion over forced, in a way. Like, you want to bring people to you. The only was is engaging with the audience. Yeah, I need to engage the audience in some way, and I feel like I don't do that enough. Like polls, contests, etc. Contests also lead to prizes as well, and when it comes to monetary, sometimes it's not possible. Not persuasion, the subterfuge is the blatant example of this. Right. Like, do you think he needs any more subscribers? He's got over 100 million of them. Like Pewds has got more people in his subscriber count than most countries have as people anyways. Like, he's got more subscribers than the most populated country in Europe, which is Germany, which I think is about 90 million, if I remember correctly. Like, France, UK are like second and third when it comes to the most populated countries in the European continent. I'm not talking about the European Union, by the way. I'm talking about the continent of Europe. And then you have places like Liechtenstein and Vatican City, which have the least amount of populated countries in Europe. But it's just a mixed bag sort of thing. Not monetary prize, like, let's say you make a contest like, draw my new icon, fan art of me, meme of me, and the winners get mentioned. Oh, I see, like that, okay. Or like, they can suggest you a game if they win and you get to play that one. That also depends on the game as well, because it could be a really, really cringy 18+ game. Don't worry, I prefer longer messages than very short messages when it comes to suggestions. It gives me more to work with, so thank you very much for that. But hope you are all doing well where you are, wherever you are within the world, whatever time it is. For me, it is coming up to 10 o'clock, and this wasn't going to be a long stream at all. It was actually an unplanned stream, not like the stream I'm doing in November, where that is. Oh, thank you so much. You have a nice voice. I would have an even nicer voice if I had a better microphone. What I really want is a microphone called the Shure SM7B, but that is also a thing which you don't just buy the microphone, but you also buy a lot of other kit with it so that it is compatible with your computer and it amplifies the actual like power usage sort of thing when it comes to the microphone itself, because you can't just simply plug it in. Why not? Cringy games may be fun too. You're a fun entertainer after all, but in case restrict that to RPGs, VNs for example. Yeah, because it could be something of the it could be a game that someone, what's special about it? You might need to put more context. I don't know where you're leading towards, Daniel. Depends on the game and style, what's special about it. But the thing is, what I'm just trying to say is that if somebody recommends me a game and I find out the game and it's like, wait a minute, this is a hen kind of game. The mic. The mic I mentioned is about the quality of the microphone audio itself. Like this one here I've got here, it's a good microphone, but there are a lot of other microphones out there that can do what this can do, but are miles away better. So like my voice is clear, I can do a lot more vocabulary. I can do more voice impressions as well with a better microphone. Like this one, I feel like my voice is very limited towards only very particular kind of voices. Whereas with other ones, I could do other kinds of impressions. So, and also be sure SM7B is a few £100 as well. And when you convert that into like dollars or euros, it looks like it's more. Oh dear. The struggles of life. You have to spend money in order to get somewheres. You have to spend money in order to make a channel. It's like passion's just gone out the window. Who needs passion when you have money in order to grow your channel? I'm kidding, by the way. Thank you for the answer. No, but what I have here is a Rode Podcaster, which was about £120. It's one of the better USB microphones, but there are other kind of connectors which do a better job. But they're not, when I say connectors, is like the port in which you will figure something out. Yeah, in time I hope to, and also with a potential better microphone, I also want to get into voice acting as well. So I want to make like a reel, like a compilation of different like voices and different impressions of those voices. And I really want to start getting myself out there when it comes to voice acting. But even in voice acting, there is so much competition. Like there are male characters that are voiced by female voice actors. There are female characters which are voiced by male voice actors and stuff like that. Sorry, voice actresses for females. Sorry about that one. Life always finds a way. It depends if Lady Luck is on your side. And there's also another thing with YouTube. Its algorithm is so fickle that you don't know what it is. Absolutely, by all means. Thank you so much when you do tag me when it comes to that sort of stuff. I saw other ones lately. Like, please continue because it's really nice to see what other kind of projects there are out there. I have thought about this a long time. How many PS4 games do you have in the background? Also, thank you very much for joining the stream, Eric XD5. I'll get back on that one. Sorry. So I have more PS3 games, and by the way, I've not played any of them in years because I don't have my PS3 set up anymore. I'm just going to give a very rough count. This is like probably about 100 different games. And I've only probably played like half of them at least once. That's the thing when it comes to like playing games. It's like you want to play it, but you don't find time to play it when you get home. It's like, yes, I've got it. Oh. Sure, I'm glad it's not a problem. I always fear that it might be perceived as spam. Do not worry. Like, I'm not mentioned hardly at all. So anytime when someone mentions me and something, I'm really grateful to it because it feels like people are looking out for others. And in this case, someone's looking out for me. So I am really grateful when you do that. PX Coffee, your channel is underrated, man. Hope the YouTube algorithm picks you up. Thank you. Just like it picks Manly Badass Hero up. I'm just kidding. I have nothing against him. I'm only against YouTube's algorithm for favoring him when it comes to like indie games and stuff like that. That's how I think his channel's done so well. It's because luck is on his side. And I only wish that with YouTube, the only thing that depends on your channel's success is how much you as a creator put into your videos. And I feel like that's something that should be the only defining factor. What you put into your videos. What are you like as a person? What other things could be involved? Like, there are channels out there that do a huge amount of editing as well. But for me, too much editing also means that the video looks very distracting and the main topic itself is just completely off focus. Like when some people do editing, they just put lots of memes as a way of adding more context to it, because the context within the game doesn't have enough substance to grant as a video. But also in a way, there are like audiences out there for that kind of thing, or attention for that kind of thing. But for me personally, it's just a huge amount. So like if I ever did like a lot of editing, it would only be where like it has lots of short snippets, like with, let's say, the best of FlareBlitzed 2021 video. That was a lot of snippets, but to me it didn't feel distracting when looking through that video, because it was still on point towards what it should be, and that is looking through a game. But in that case, it's like one moment of a lot of different games that I played throughout 2021. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to be ending this stream very soon. This wasn't going to be a long stream, it was just a something to put out there. The only reason why I didn't really record anything today is because I'm really tired. Like when I got home from volunteer work today, it was about quarter to 4 in the afternoon, and then I needed a shower after that, then have dinner, and then I only had about an hour or so before I needed to prepare for my kickboxing lesson. So rather than trying to record when I'm feeling very tired, I just played a game called Balloons Tower Defense 6, which is one of those games that I thoroughly enjoy playing in my spare time. Also, welcome to the stream, Madhu Kane, with an angel emoji. Thank you very... That is an angel emoji, isn't it? YouTube doesn't highlight it. Joseph U game collection. Oh, it says... Oh, Google says that emoji is virtual hug. Okay. BDT6, let's go, yeah. Like, if you know that game, then you know what I'm on about. If you don't know, it's essentially a tower defense game where you place monkeys onto a map and you have to prevent balloons from going from one side of the track to the other. And some courses are a lot more difficult than others. But if you know that game, then what I want you to answer right now is, who is your favourite hero out of the game? Afraid so, Flare, you sometimes have to spend money to make money. There are those subs and fans of yours who I'm sure like you of you and not a microphone. I think it's not down to the microphone, but it's the quality of your microphone. Like when you sometimes hear people talking, they put the volume to like 1. Psi is a good one, especially on deflation mode. Like if you use Psi on deflation modes, you realize that Psi can target all types of balloons except purple ones when you go through that. Like Psi can target ceramics over a long period of time, and then lead, and then eventually Moab classes and BFBs. I'm talking in an unknown language for those who don't know about Balloons Tower Defense 6, but it's actually quoting Michelli, I don't care about high-tech microphones, I enjoy your content as it is. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Thank you so much for all the nice comments, stuff like that. Like, when it comes down to, like, the comment section, it feels like sometimes it's just a very dry landscape where there's nothing going on within the comment section. So I still a PS1, it's still in good condition. Yeah, PS1s, they're really cool to have still, especially if it's in good nick, because the more the more you keep it and the quality retains, then the higher the value it is, because there'll be less over time. So yeah, where was I going with the conversation? I don't know. I like to be able to improve the quality of my microphone by purchasing a better microphone, but it also requires, like, I've written a list here of like the different components of what I need, and I also put them all on a sticky pad. The joys of a sticky pad. So I got the list here. What I need is another boom arm to support the microphone. I'll need a Cloud Lifter CL1, which is something that you put in between the Go XLR and the Shure SM7B microphone to essentially give it a boost in power. So that, for example, if you have the microphone on 70% on your computer, then you only need to have it on 50% with, how many things do you need? 6 things in total. Two different Megami cables as well. Then I need a TC Helicon Go XLR. Hi, I'm here, but I don't write because my English is terrible, horrible. The most important thing, I don't know how to pronounce your name, I do apologize. Yonoa, the most important thing is that you are here and you are here. I don't know where I went for that. Are you excited for the Eve remake? I am indeed, and when it releases in English, you know what game I'm going to be playing on the channel. Hopefully, if Manny doesn't instantly upload, then I might be able to get some kind of attention, kind of like what I did with Purgatory 2 when that initially released in English. Because that game was the only one back in 2021 that did really well. And then there's also Demonic Mode as well, which I'm still to this day, I'm really proud of being the first content creator to complete that in English. Greetings from Italy. Greetings from the UK to you in Italy. It must be either 10 past 11 or 10 past midnight for you. I've forgotten how many hours ahead you are of the UK. I believe it's 1 or 2. You have to spam that video daily on Twitter with the right hashtags. Manny gets attention doing this. Fellow Italian here. Stuff like that. Right, folks, I'm going to be ending off the stream here because I can hear my dad going to bed right now. So, thank you all so much for being here today. And you're all awesome at what you do. Keep up the good work. And we shall see each other's within a future stream at some point. It's definitely not going to be the last stream that is, well, the one planned in November. But hopefully as time goes on, we'll be doing more streams in the future. I'm hoping to prep myself to get back into the mystery streams where we pick a game out of a box and we play that game. But thank you all so much for being here today, and as always, people, if you have any recommendations of what games you would like me to play, then please by all means let me know, either by a mention on Twitter or joining the Discord and recommend me a game there or anything like that. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night, bye-bye, good morning, good afternoon, any of that kind of stuff. It's really interesting, where fans come from. I probably have 1 or 2 fans that come from Russia, which is really interesting. And yeah, see you soon, everybody, and take care of yourselves. Likewise, good night and have nice dreams.